Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Cynthia Harrison from Rumba's Healing Arts. I'm also known as the Spirit Whisperer. I'm a mystic medicine woman, and I am here to share some mystery with you. Some mystery. All right, let's just get some recordings happening. I am coming in today. I want to thank those of you who reached out. Many of you I text. So if you got a text from me, yes, it really is me. Many of you did, many of you didn't. If you have signed up with me for the Spirit Whisperer series or the Regulate to Elevate challenge and didn't leave a phone number, then you would not have received a text. If you left a number without an area code or a country code, then it makes it more difficult. Needless to say, if you would like to email me or connect with me here and let me know how you went on either the Spirit Whisperer series or the challenge, I would love to hear from you. I spent the night reading the replies from the texts, and I was just touching in with people to see how they experienced the processes or the protocols and the techniques that we touched on. And I tell you what, it fills my heart. Even thinking of it now, I just feel with grace. It's such a privilege to do what I do, and I don't take that for granted. And I do love hearing from you. I love to hear that there is shifting and movement of, we got certain pains, headaches, and all sorts of physical shifts on the days. But we also heard from people that were having shifts in that evening or the next day, and just feeling like some heaviness has moved, that they had hope. And that touches me because I'm here. My mission in life is to touch hearts. And I'm going to tell you what that means, because it sounds a little like vague, a little ephemeral, right? How do you touch hearts? Well, that is the mystic path. That is what a mystic does and shares. So, yes, we're talking about intuition. Yes, we're talking about moving and shifting past beliefs and conditioning, trauma, attachment or relational difficulties, encodings. So the physicality of what's blocking or stopping you in your life, that frequency, that's just one part of it, because we need to look at the physical, the body, the earth aspect of us, yeah? But we also, the process of your, let's call it, some people call it ascension, awakening and ascension. The mystic path is all of it. But we need to be moving from the water. So the picture behind me, see the blue of the water. We have the earth, the body, the physicality, right? The water, the divine feminine. And we have the rise of that aspect. And the rising, so people talk about the rise of the feminine. And I wonder if they know what that language means. Do you know what it means, or what does it mean to you? Because there's different ways of expressing it, but ultimately it is this picture. And I didn't even think about what picture it's a drawing I was putting up, but it's the rise of the water, right? From the waters within you, the earth aspect, the fear. You'll hear me talk about love and fear. And let me give you a little snippet. We can't reach the heights of that love, that expression, without building on to that fear or connecting it with the water, the fire and the water. So we have a program. So let me know if you're watching. If you're in that program, and it is the, in the words of, let's just say it this way, the baptism of water and fire. What does that mean? It is the raising of the water within to touch into the heart, the fire within the heart. And when those two aspects, the density of this earth experience rises into touch, the fire, what does it create when water is heated up? What's created? So we've got the body to the soul. And then we have the steam from the heated water, which rises. So then we have soul to spirit. The mystic is about direct experience with the beloved. How you do that is by connecting and listening and learning the language of all of who you are. So what's your physical, your muscles, your brain, your nervous system? What's the language there? Can you understand that? Are you in relationship with that part of yourself? What is your nervous system telling you at different times? What does it want? How is it wanting to work with you? It's this relationship, this intimate relationship with that aspect of self. When you have a relationship with self at that level, you move through. So let me know if you were on the Regulate to Elevate 3-day challenge. What we went through there was just that. The very first touching into a piece of memory, a piece of encodement, a piece of data that may be what we call implicit memory. You're not aware of it. It holds biases and fears, which hold you back or impact your behavior and the way you are in the world. Now, you may love the way you are in the world. Awesome. Awesome. It's not about disliking or getting rid of. It's about integrating, accepting, acknowledging, integrating, processing so that you are more fully yourself and not the coding, not the encoded memory, implicit memory, which is our beliefs and conditioning patterns, how we're conditioned growing up, what culture we're from, how our beliefs are, our meaning making is layered. Okay, we have bias there, we have fear, unconscious fears. That's okay. That's the human experience. It's also okay that we can touch into them and shift them and have conscious relating, conscious behaving, conscious ways of being. Yeah? You with me? I can see some people on the Facebook. Let me just check the Restream chat. Or let me get to it so that I can see if you're commenting on any of the other channels. But ultimately, I came in to speak to the Spirit Whisperer Facebook group, but I thought, why not go into my other groups as well? Because I am truly touched by your reflections and your feedback. And it reminds me why I do what I do, why I'm here. So that helps me continue to do what I do and continue to be here. Yeah. The mystic path. So there's 1 in 1,000 that are called to the mystic path. So I'm not expecting a flood of humans racing to me for that training or that really that walk in life. Within that, we have what I've just said, the regulation, the soothing of the nervous system until. So we're not bypassing, we're listening deeply, and I give you the tools, and some of you got some very, very minimal or starting tools, right? Which blows my mind with the feedback that I got from you doing just those simple starting practices. Now, I say, you know, these tools and techniques are simple, but they're power-filled and they layer on each other. So we can build on those. So if that is the truth and you were touched by just connecting in, bringing one piece of the memory in and feeling how that comes up in the system, and that either emotion or felt sense, that data, that information comes up to be witnessed, comes up to be acknowledged, and it has messages. It has a language of its own. I teach you how to interpret that language. I teach you how to be a translator of all of the languages that you speak, all aspects of yourself, what languages you speak, right? How your physical muscles, fascia, organs, skin, all your physicality, your nervous system in particular, so the brain and nervous system. The brain is part of the nervous system, and how those languages move through the body and talk to other parts. Now, if you understand that, you can take, I was going to say action, but it's more relational than that. It's like having a beautiful, gentle relationship with someone, and rather than yelling at them or being forceful, you almost have a gentle whisper, because the closer and more intimate you are with somebody, it's like this soul connection. You barely have to raise your voice because they're hearing it through the realm, the ether, the field. So you can have that relationship with yourself. And just from sending out those texts and emails, the responses, again, just warm my heart, because that's why I'm here, to touch millions of hearts so they can move forward and touch millions of hearts. So, water to fire, right? Earth to heaven. The physical, the human, the God-man is the bridge between heaven and earth. And so, as I said, 1 in 1,000 is mystically inclined. And some of you that have had calls with me, and I said, I see you straight up. I see you straight up. And it's beautiful, because once it's acknowledged, and I don't have to label you, anything. But people will say certain things and I'll be like, yeah, I know why you're here. I know why you're here. And it's just a matter of having that intimate conversation and connection, right? Just as you would with your physical, an ache, a pain, a difficulty, what you would do with an energy, right? Learning the language of the energetics, the subtle energy systems, right? Same as you learn the language of spirit and the many levels of spirit to the ultimate, which is what I call the beloved. To have that intimate relationship with the beloved, there needs to be the rising of the water. There needs to be the rising of the feminine, the divine feminine, that energy, the blue, the Shekinah, the great mother who is longing for her partner in life, right? She is here with us. The fire isn't necessarily. We need to activate the water to connect with the fire. So in religion, this isn't religion, this is beyond, this is in all religions. This is the mystic truth. And how that plays out in the physical. And the majority of ancient texts lay this out for you, right? But it's difficult to see without the lens because many humans are viewing through a trauma lens or a fear lens. Fear lens. It's not a fear lens, it's a fear lens, because fear is purely the water. Fear is purely the earth aspect. Fear is purely the feminine aspect. There is no fear to fear of fear. It just is part of the polarity. Make sense? Or maybe it's not make sense. Do you sense? Do you sense? So touching in the last week, well, actually the last few weeks, we went through the Spirit Whisperer, 10-day series. And then we went into the challenge, the 3-day Relevate challenge. I know what I do. I don't need people to tell me that it works, but it touches me because that's why I'm here. I'm here to guide, support, show you options, other ways of knowing that are your birthright as a human. This is what we can do. I'm not special. Nobody is any more special than anyone else. We're just activated. Our dormant sensory system is no longer dormant, meaning we can see, feel, hear, taste, smell, be touched in ways that maybe many who are still walking their path are not able to see, feel, sense, know, taste, smell, touch to that same extent. It's like going to the gym. Some people have bigger muscles than others. It doesn't make them any more worthy than anyone else, right? We all are. However, what I want to say to you is if you were touched in some way by even these temple times or Facebook Lives or connections with me, it is the connection. It's not me. It's the connection. It's the vessel. It's the community, right? My job, yes, my role here is as that conduit to give you a little experience of it, to give you some hope that if you continue to practice, you'll have your own direct experiences. Okay, a mystic will give you a direct experience. It doesn't necessarily mean that you can hold that for long periods of time. It's like a little glimpse through the window. But we teach you how to walk through the door and be in the house, in the room, not just taking or shifting consciousness to be able to peek through the window of the house and see what's going on inside, but you can't enter. You can't enter the house, okay? These teachings and ways of knowing teach you, give you the practice of being able to not only peek through the window to get glimpses, but to go through the door and have the key to all the doorways or the gateways so you can enter the house, so that you can rise to the fire, and so that you can become soul to spirit, the human aspect, soul aspect, spirit aspect, the full union of heaven and earth, purity of unconditional love. That's what it means. So that's the journey. It doesn't end. It's infinite. It's an infinite. The purity of unconditional love is an infinity. It's infinite. It's like there's more and more and more. And when you think you cannot receive any more of that purity of love, there's more. And so the vehicle, our physical, is stretching. And we become more and more sensitive. What is sensitive? It's just being able to pick up more and more data, information. Okay? And that then, when you know that, and you know how to navigate that and walk that labyrinth of experience, interesting because there's sort of labyrinth in there too, you have confidence. You're not spinning into the fear of fear, because you know, okay, this experience, it feels like this, and this is why it's happening. Do I want to accept that, integrate it, process it through, or do I want to bypass it, or do I just want to sit with it? You have the choice then. Most of us humans, we go into fear spiral and go, oh, and so we need to make this pain or this suffering go away. What if the pain and suffering going away takes the experience that you need to build that muscle, like doing 50 push-ups, right? Or even 20 for some of you, to get to that next level. You don't have the strength, the power within to hold that amount of charge that is coming. You need to build your vessel to hold the light. Many of you want to go straight to the light. I'm going to say this is what we used to say back in the day, and I've refrained from saying it for about 10 years, but you will fry yourself going straight for the light, like a mosquito or a moth to a mosquito zapper, right? There are ways to move through the energy, build the doorways, the gateways, give you the key to those so that you build those muscles at those stages, right? You cycle it through so it doesn't sit at the brain, at the head. Too much heat at the head. The fire is rising. Okay? So there are ways to bring that mechanism of the, a baptism of fire, water and fire, in a way that you can, I was going to say withstand, but again, that's not a great word, so that you can have the experience and integrate it, be it, and not be wiped out by it. Now, back in the day, my teacher used to, like you literally were hit to raise the energies, right? And some of you have heard me say this. If you die, no problem. If you live, no problem. Because life and death is, well, death was seen as a doorway. It still is seen as a doorway. But we're more compassionate now, and how we navigate and help you navigate these levels of evolving the human from Homo sapiens sapien to Homo spiritus. It is the human species walk. It is what we are here for. We are developing, we are evolving, conscious evolution. Okay. So that is the mystic path. That is going into intuitive studies program, which is a little bit of the conscious evolution or the evolver program as well. I have that starting in February. If you're interested in stepping into learning about all the levels of intuition and how to access those different levels of intuition for your own knowledge, so you can interpret and translate the information correctly, not through your trauma lens. Now, relevate is regulate to elevate. You're regulating your nervous system. You're working on emotions that are getting in the way. You're regulating emotion, but it's not, you cannot do it through thought. It's like trauma work. You cannot do it by thinking it away. It's processed through the body. And so we can touch in and just gently touch and start to shift some of the story, let's say, how we bring in the energy and hold that charge in the body. And then the body starts moving in particular ways. How you stand, how you speak, how you move, how you don't move, what you eat, what you don't eat, how you are in the world is impacted by these early childhood experiences. They're held in your field. You are not often conscious of them. They're implicit memories absorbed through our culture and our upbringing. So we can touch in there. We can use energetic tools to assist that moving through of trauma, stress, shock, emotional dysregulation. Preparing the body, preparing the vessel for intuitive studies or that next level. If we're looking at the 3 levels of intuition, the physical, then moving into the intermediary, where is the rise of the water, into the divine intuition, which is beyond that. You'll be looking at the Psi program. So at the moment, we're offering the Relevate program and the Intuitive Studies program. Now, within that Intuitive Studies program, if you go for that middle intermediary, you get the regulation program, right? It's part of it because you need it. Most humans need help with their emotional regulation, where their triggers are coming from, where their emotions are coming from, where they're, they don't even know that they're behaving in a particular way, and that's impacting every relationship and every aspect of their life. And they want to go into their spiritual development because I see it all the time. If they haven't done the work, they hit and all their stuff comes up, which is awesome because then we get to work with it. But what about working with that emotional dysregulation or the encoded, experiences consciously, so they don't just come out and vomit or project onto other people and impact your life. So you want to take directorship of your life. Yeah. I just want to see if there's any comments. Chriselle, that's a beautiful name. So we want to take directorship of our lives and be conscious of where we're going. And anything that's not in alignment, so that is, so again, the next level is working one-to-one with me. So at the moment, if you work one-to-one with me, there's a package where you get all the other programs. So I can work with you in any way that you need. So whether it's trauma work, one-to-one, whether it's your energy alignments, your higher energy alignments for spiritual development, or whether it's energetics and consulting for physical ailments and what's going on with you physically, relationships. And they're the key things. If you want to know a little bit about your business, starting your business, where you're getting your confidence from, how to navigate those worlds, there's that too. A one-to-one session with me is what you want in relation to what I'm able to offer, okay? But there are different streams. So think about where you're at and what your needs are, and just have a conversation with me, or send me an email or send me a message. I may not be the person for you, but I'll be the first one to tell you that if that's the case, right? It's not about hooking you in or getting you to work with me. If you're aligned with this work and the energy that I work with, then come and talk to me. If you're not, I'm not sure why you're still watching, but I love you anyway. And maybe I'm good entertainment, who knows? Okay, so if you were on the series, I thank you. I love you. I would love you to stay in the community, so you can go to the Spirit Whisperer Facebook group. I'm streaming in there now, but some of you will see it in the other groups, so that we can continue to commune, we can continue to converse and see what else you're needing. But like I said, today, it's the 19th here. Today is the last day for that 60% off Relevate and 50% off ISP. And ISP, you get Relevate and Spirit Whisperer Development Circle. So the Spirit Whisperer Development Circle is obviously a development circle where we meet and you practice the tools and techniques that we've been learning. And you can be a beginner, an intermediate, or even advanced, because we have many people that have gone through ISP that are still learning and still developing. I'm in that every day. My life is my meditation, is my work, right? So I'm communing constantly. I am constantly. So it's not about getting to a certain place and then leaving it. It's like, okay, refine, refine, refine. Every day we're picking up stuff. Every single day. What's happening with it? Is it building up, right? Is it impacting what you already have about your worth, or where you're going, or how to get somewhere, or do you think you're able to or not able to? All of these beliefs and conditionings that hold you back. 2024, it's done. Done. Just say it's done. It is done. This is the time. Right now is the time. Even just making a comment to say yes, yes. Whether you come on board with our community or not, well, if you're watching, you're probably part of the community, right? But if you're not, just making that little, it's like declaration to the self. This is where I am. This is where I'm going. Okay. If you don't know where you want to go, but you're constricted, there's compression and constriction, and you're not sure what's going on, contact me. Contact me. book a session, or just contact me, message me, email me, come into the Facebook groups, come onto these lives, ask me a question. I will answer you. Oh, it baffles me. So I'm going to be showing up as much as I can. It'll probably be around this time. If you've got questions, ask. But today is the last day of the 60% off ISP and the 50% off. So I'm in integrity. I said to the 19th, it is the 19th. If you're in Australia, it will be the 20th for you, right? I honor that. I said the 19th from where I am, and that's it. So what I will do, let me see. I didn't plan on this, but I'm going to put the link in case you want to see what is on offer. Oh, I forgot to say, I keep forgetting this. It's bizarre. Part of the ISP, Intuitive Studies Program, the bonus up until today is the 2-day Rise to Rose intuitive intentional creativity workshop. So it's using why is this? It's frozen. Oh no, there we go. Using the canvas or the paper as a portal to get information. Oh, no, it's frozen. Okay, I can't put it. I'm going to have to go in and do it separately. Using the canvas, so it's called, and if you want to know more about that, it's $6.97. But if you'd go into Intuitive Studies Program, you get that as a bonus. So if you are interested in that, it's part of the PSI program. It's the last module of the PSI program, but I'm opening it up because it's like a whole nother program in itself, right? Okay, the restream has frozen. I'm not sure what's going on. I'll just have to bypass that and just put it into the Facebook. We'll have to do it later. Technology. So let's see. I'll close that. No, restream's frozen. That's interesting. Okay. I hear you. All right, so I'll pop the link under this Facebook. Actually, I can put it in Rhombus Healing Arts right now while we work. So where are you at? Do you have from this little live a better understanding of the baptism of water to fire, the physical to the soul, to the spirit, what the aspects of fear are? They're around the physical, right? To build on the fear to reach the higher aspects of love, right? To reach the purity of unconditional love. And these are the three aspects that we work on. So I'm just getting the link for those of you. Oh, it started again now. That's bizarre. I think it's because my computer's so slow. Alrighty, I'm going to put it in the chat for Rhombus Healing Arts so that you can go there and have a look if you're interested. I think that's it for today. I think that is it. I'm going to go and do a workout. We've got the PSI program today, so that's not until this afternoon. So I've got a few hours until I meet my ladies. It's not only for ladies, but this year it's all ladies. So it's interesting the amount of men that signed up in the last series and challenge was awesome to see. In the past, we've had a lot of men and women, but the last sort of probably 2 years, there's been more women, but I think that's because of how I shifted, right? How I shifted. And literally, when I moved from Australia to Hawaii, right, there was definitely a shift. Now it's like the settling energy of merging together again. So I'll leave it at that. Much love to you all. May the blessings be. And let's do a gong to end, just so you can connect to the energy that is. But remember, regulate to elevate. So I've popped the link in the chat. Go and have a look. It's a 50% code. And I'm going to go into the Facebook groups and put those codes in, because it will stop today. Like, it's automated to stop today. And ISP, Intuitive Studies, which means you get the 2-day retreat in April. You get ISP, which starts in February, Intuitive Studies program. And Spirit Whisperer program, which is your practice of, you know, how you get your information with the other students. And the Regulate to Elevate, or the Relevate, is the, you know, the physical aspects of how we work with the body, right? The body into the energy medicine, and then the energy medicine into the grace, into the higher aspects of the rise to rose, okay? Where we can really connect with spirit. So take a breath. Take a breath out. And the next breath in, breathe in. The sound. Release. Really into the body, your physical, your vessel. Take another breath. Releasing. When you feel you can't release anymore, release some more. One more, breathe. Notice how you can feel and receive more than you did in the previous breath. When you feel the breath is out, breathe 2 or 3 more times out, and release the breath out. And then just coming back to your normal breath, and just feel how you feel now. How do you feel now? And walk into your life, into your day, in that state of connection and grace. May the blessings be. Much love to you. And if you need any other information, please contact me. Till we meet again.